If you're over 60, I invite you to pause for a moment and listen closely. Every week, millions of older adults in America eat fish, believing it's one of the best foods for the heart and brain. And while that's often true, what many don't realize is that some familiar types of fish may be silently harming their health, especially memory, nerve function, and heart health, because of one dangerous ingredient, mercury. Yes, mercury. A toxic heavy metal that exists in the environment as methylmercury, colorless, odorless, tasteless, and completely invisible in the food we eat. Once it enters the body, mercury doesn't leave. It builds up especially in the brain, heart, liver, and kidneys. And for older adults whose liver and kidney function may already be weaker, this buildup can be especially dangerous. Studies show that high levels of mercury in the blood are linked to memory loss, cognitive decline, hand tremors, fatigue, insomnia, depression, high blood pressure, hardened arteries, and even a greater risk of stroke. These are some of the heart attack symptoms people rarely associate with mercury exposure. So why is there mercury in fish? Industrial pollution. Mercury from factories, power plants, and incinerators makes its way into our oceans. Small fish absorb it first. Then bigger fish eat the small ones. Over time, long-living species like swordfish, shark, and king mackerel become toxic storage tanks. If you're learning how to prevent heart attack, your choice of fish could either be part of the solution or part of the danger. In the next section, I'll share 5 types of fish you should avoid completely, so you can protect both your heart and your mind. One meal at a time. 1. Swordfish. At the very top of the list of fish older adults should avoid is swordfish. It may look tempting at the seafood counter, thick fillets, white meat often recommended for grilling or pan-searing. But behind that appealing look lies a hidden danger to your memory and heart. Swordfish are large, long-living predators. Over their lifetime, they consume hundreds of smaller fish, and with every bite, methylmercury builds up in their bodies. By the time it reaches your plate, swordfish carries a dangerously high level of this toxic metal. When an older adult eats swordfish, that methylmercury doesn't just pass through the body, it stays. It accumulates in the brain and nervous system, damaging brain cells, slowing down reflexes, impairing memory, and increasing the risk of early dementia. And that's not all. Your heart is at risk too. According to the Environmental Working Group, mercury can damage the inner lining of blood vessels, disrupt blood pressure, and silently raise your risk of a heart attack. Some people ask me, I only eat swordfish once a month, is that okay? The truth is, if you're over 60, even small amounts repeated month after month can slowly do harm. The real danger is we often don't notice the signs of a heart attack until it's too late. And sometimes part of the problem is sitting right there on the plate in front of us. 2. King mackerel. The name may sound regal, but king mackerel is actually one of the most dangerous fish for older adults, especially those with a history of high blood pressure, high cholesterol, or heart-related symptoms. Like swordfish, king mackerel is a large, long-living predator near the top of the ocean food chain. That means it builds up very high levels of methylmercury, sometimes even more than swordfish, and for aging bodies which naturally detox more slowly, that mercury doesn't just pass through. It enters the bloodstream, travels to the brain, inflames blood vessels, increases oxidative stress in the heart, and weakens your heart's ability to pump effectively. Studies have shown that mercury contributes to atherosclerosis, the hardening and narrowing of arteries. Over time, this can lead to blocked vessels, out-of-control blood pressure, and a dramatically higher risk of heart attack. It's one of the lesser-known causes of heart attack because most people blame cholesterol alone without realizing the fish on their plate may be damaging their arteries meal by meal. What's even more alarming is how symptoms like fatigue, mild chest discomfort, or irregular heartbeat are often dismissed as just part of getting older. But in reality, they could be early warning signs of a heart attack. If you're serious about preventing a heart attack after age 60, removing king mackerel from your diet is a simple but powerful step in the right direction. 3. Farmed Atlantic salmon. Many people believe salmon is good for the heart, and that's true, but only when it's wild-caught. If you're eating farmed Atlantic salmon, though, the reality might surprise you. Farmed salmon are raised in crowded offshore pens where disease spreads easily. To keep the fish alive, farmers often rely on antibiotics, antiparasitic drugs, and chemical preservatives, some of which are banned in parts of Europe. And because farmed salmon don't naturally develop the pink color found in wild salmon, they don't eat algae, or krill artificial color is added to their feed. So what looks healthy on your plate may actually be a manufactured meal in disguise. Nutritionally farmed salmon is high in omega-6 fats, which can promote inflammation in the body, while omega-3s help protect the heart. Omega-6s do the opposite. They can damage blood vessels, raise cholesterol, lead to obesity, and worsen high blood pressure. All of these are major contributors to what causes a heart attack, especially in older adults. Several of my patients once believed that eating salmon every week was helping them prevent a heart attack. But if that salmon came from a fish farm, they weren't protecting their heart, they were quietly increasing their risk. In fact, some European studies have shown that eating farmed salmon just twice a month may raise lifetime cancer risk by as much as 25%. Don't wait for heart attack warning signs to show up before making a change. The best move is to remove farmed salmon from your diet entirely. And if you do enjoy salmon, make sure it's labeled gealed caught natural, clean and free from industrial shortcuts. 4. Shark. You may not be buying shark meat to cook at home, but what many people don't realize is that shark is often hidden in processed seafood products at the store. Fish balls, skewered seafood, or frozen seafood soups sometimes contain shark without clearly stating it on the label, and that's where the danger lies. Sharks sit at the very top of the ocean food chain. They live long lives and feed on smaller fish throughout their lifetime. As a result, their bodies carry some of the highest levels of methylmercury found in any fish, even more than swordfish or king mackerel. When older adults consume shark, that mercury seeps into the blood-brain and arteries, slowly damaging the nervous system, eroding memory, and weakening the heart. What makes this so frightening is that the symptoms don't appear right away. They often develop quietly over months until one day signs of a heart attack like chest pain, shortness of breath, rapid heartbeat, or numbness in the left arm suddenly hit. And by then, it may be too late. In women over 60, heart attack symptoms in women are often vague like fatigue, nausea, or sleep disturbances. These are easy to overlook or dismiss as everyday stress or aging. Some people experience a minor heart attack, brush it off, and think they're fine. But if mercury from shark continues to build up, it could trigger a more serious attack later at a point when the body is too weak to fight back. If you want to protect your memory, keep your heart beating strong and stay independent and mentally sharp, then say no to shark in all forms. Don't let a convenient meal today become the reason you end up in the hospital next week. 5. Tilefish from the Gulf of Mexico. Tilefish may not be a household name for many, but it's more common than you might think. It's often served as fried fish, steamed fillets, or grilled dishes, especially in Latin American-style restaurants. The problem is tilefish from the Gulf of Mexico ranks among the highest in mercury content, according to warnings from both the FDA and EPA. This species lives near the ocean floor where industrial waste tends to settle. Tilefish are long-living bottom feeders that consume smaller contaminated organisms, essentially turning themselves into floating mercury tanks. When older adults eat tilefish, the mercury enters the bloodstream brain and arteries, triggering a chain reaction of chronic inflammation throughout the body. This is particularly dangerous because many people fail to recognize the early warning signs of a heart attack. Things like mild chest tightness, dizziness, unusual fatigue, trouble sleeping, or just a feeling that your heartbeat feels off. These subtle signs before a heart attack are easy to miss, especially if you assume your diet has been harmless. I've seen many older patients suffer heart complications from what seemed like innocent choices in the kitchen. Tilefish is a perfect example. It may look appetizing and come at a good price, but it carries serious risks to both heart health and memory. If you truly want to prevent a heart attack, don't just rely on medication or exercise. Start with what's on your plate. Cutting tilefish from your grocery list is one of the simplest yet most important steps you can take to protect your heart. After age 60, our bodies aren't as resilient as they once were. What you eat today could be the key to staying sharp for another 10 years, or it could quietly trigger a stroke, memory loss, or heart failure. The 5 types of fish. I've just shared swordfish, king mackerel, farmed salmon, shark, and tilefish aren't just food. For older adults with a weak heart, high blood pressure, or hidden signs of a heart attack, they can be a real threat. So if you want to prevent heart attack, protect your memory, and keep living independently, start with something simple. Choose your fish wisely. Stay away from these toxic traps that could be sitting right on your dinner plate. And if you found this message helpful, please hit the subscribe button now. I'll be right here bringing you clear, practical health advice that truly makes a difference for you and for every older adult trying to live not just longer, but better. Because it's not enough to live a long life. We deserve to live well, live sharp, and live free.